Amy called me up on April Fool's Day, and she told me that they think that Trevor's got cancer. And they were right.
Knowing that you have a child that might die before you is hard to take.
We went from, you know, she's a active, happy 15-year-old to hospitals and diagnoses and specialists in the snap of a finger.
It's extremely difficult. Watching your child have to endure what he has. As a father, you wanna do everything you can for your children and your family, and knowing that this is something that he's gonna have to go through, and this is his life.
I like to live in my fairy tale world with Bella, that she will be here for forever, but the reality is that she won't. The calcifications will just keep increasing, and we'll take every day, we'll enjoy every moment with her.
Maggie was 23 months old, her first round of chemo. She has neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic disorder that's caused a optic glioma. She has a brain tumor, it's right in her optic chiasm. It has taken most of her sight. She only has 8% of her vision. This trip was something for her to always be able to see in her mind's eye that if she's completely blind, she can always look back on this experience. She will always know what the ocean looks like. She will always know what the wild horses look like. She will always know what it was like to have her whole family on the beach building sandcastles. And when I say it was magical, I truly mean that. I mean, we went out on this trip to see these wild horses. They drove us around the sand dunes. The horses are just walking around like you would see white-tailed deer in Wisconsin. And we were on the end of the trip, and all of a sudden 3 Mustangs come up to the top of the sand dune, ran across our vehicle, right in front of the vehicle, stopped right at the edge of the ocean. We all got out of the vehicle. Maggie was standing there with her sisters, and a rainbow came out. It was just the most beautiful experience that you could possibly imagine. And it was given to my daughter through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I just am eternally grateful for that experience for not only Maggie, but our entire family.
The first show I went and saw Matilda, and it was, oh my gosh, it was amazing. When I was in the hospital, every time I had to get like a shot or I had to go do something that was like painful at all in any way, I sang one of the songs in my head. And so I got to go backstage and meet some of the people from the cast. Leslie Margarita's like my idol. So I got to go meet her and talk with her, and that was truly amazing. When I was in the hospital, my family was constantly there for me, and I was just so thankful for my family, and not only me go and have a fun time in New York, but to see my mom. And my sister left college to come and be with me in the hospital, and even just to see them having such a good time made my heart just so happy.
Our 5 children that were at home had to really start fending for themselves. We were understanding that we were in a battle to fight this monster that had never touched our household before. When we would come home from the hospital, the only thing he really wanted to do was be with his brothers. Isaiah was granted the wish to see his superheroes. He wanted his family to go, so we were all very, very blessed to be able to go as a family and enjoy the time with him.
One of the main reasons why I picked to go to New Zealand was zorbing. Zorbing is where you're in this huge plastic ball, like a hamster ball. Thank you. It was literally a life-changing experience. It was something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I do think the thing that's misunderstood the most is that your kid is dying and now they get a wish. And that's not it at all. You know, it's that they have a life-threatening illness and the future is uncertain. You know, it gives your family hope and it gives your family something to focus on when things just aren't going right. It's the positive when there aren't any positives.
Max qualified for Make-A-Wish because he has a disease called ataxia telangiectasia. It's a degenerative muscle condition that takes away the control from the cerebellum on kids. They compare it to having MS, CP, cystic fibrosis, and immune system problems all wrapped up into one disease. It is genetic. Both parents had to be carriers for it. And Max has a brother, Jake, that also has the same disease. And in the United States, there's only about 500 kids with it. Max does a really good job of being as independent as possible. But every morning they have to get up and they have to do a vest, which is a breathing treatment. Weekly, the boys go through injections to keep their immune system strong. It takes about an hour, and it goes into their legs, and it's called subcutaneous injections. People think of muscles and you think of your legs and your arms. It's swallowing, speaking that's hard for the kids.
I was to go to Hawaii and Baliaba. I love Lava too.
Max was able to meet 3 Pearl Harbor survivors on our flight over from Chicago to Hawaii.
It was really fun.
When we were leaving the USS Missouri, he was able to meet a gentleman who was a survivor of Pearl Harbor. For an 11-year-old boy, when we left there, that was his favorite part of the trip, was to meet that gentleman and have a chance to talk to him.
Oh, his favorite part. When I ask him, he says everything.
It was like a whole big huge park, and it had the castle and stuff. I got to wear my bell tiara, my bell dress, and shoes. We met Princess Jessica the day that we had the cake party. And everything I wanted to do, she will do it with me. And I got to sit in the throne. We rode the carousel. Then when it was the Pirate Princess night, I met Prince Felix. When we went back to Kids Get the World, we got to saw her in her work clothes. And then when we went to the castle where we're supposed to eat, we met her in her pretty clothes. I just love the tiara.
Thank you, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Little Beast. I had this much fun on my trip. Thank you, Make-A-Wish, so I could see superheroes. Thank you, Make-A-Wish. Thank you, Make-A-Wish.
It was really cool.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish.
Thank you so much for not only changing my life, but changing so many people's lives.
Thank you everyone for who helped me go to North Carolina's Outer Banks and see the wild horses.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish, for making me a princess. Thank you.